Guys, welcome back. And this session, we're going to kick off about the use case. I know a number of people, they're talking about the projects, how the project work done in Salesforce. And I believe many of you already aware about what Salesforce project is, but maybe you never created a document or you don't know what the documentation is, what the use case is, what the problem statement is. But if I tell you today, this is the problem statement. So this is something I have started last year with many people, like in 2025, when I say, and I have seen the success rate is very, very, very good. I'm going to record around, I think, 4 to 5 sessions where I will tell you what use case is. This in this particular session, what use case is basically. We're going to talk about it and the journey about the use case, what's actually involved in the use case. Okay, I will share my screen. I will go through the process with you. But again, it's all about AI, right? So don't miss this because I'm using cloud, I'm using ChatGPT, I will be using Gemini, but I will give you one tip for it for today. But I run the sessions late evenings and on Saturdays, sometimes on Sundays as well, depending on people's availability. So let's jump on a PPT, kind of the organized way of how you can do it, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so let me share my screen and you can stay tuned. And here we go. Okay, so this is cloud and I put one prompt already in it. I will give you guys detail on it. But obviously, if you don't know me, this is my website basically, and obviously if you would like to support me, it's just £5 a month if you're happy to do it. I don't charge fees to anybody basically. It's a free seva. But if you would like to pay anything to contribute, because I use many tools, so obviously it's worth utilizing the tools to help and support other people. And yeah, that's it for now. And let's jump on straight to the session on it. And let me see. This is our full view of what we're going to discuss. From use case to the job offer. And I have seen, as I mentioned, in 2025, I have seen between 4 to 6, I think around 6, definitely the success stories people got the job. How am I going to tell my journey, what I learned, and what's my professional knowledge is all about. And how it will work for everyone. That's what we're going to talk. Why do qualified candidates struggle in Salesforce interview? And that's something this is a question for you, question for me as well, because I am training many people. Obviously, when we do the certification, it's all about theory, right? Even when I'm learning Salesforce, learning admin, learning business analysis, we never seen the practical, how to convert these things into a practical knowledge. So maybe some of you had a live project experience and that's maybe a task-based project. You don't know the overview, what exactly that involved in the full implementation process. So that's basically, I would call this as a challenge, because you're all qualified. You've done one certification, you've done so many trailheads exercise, you know your work, but again, you don't know how to explain my journey. And this is something I want to help you so that you can create your own practical journey with demo, with your own design, the PPT, attractive PPT, utilizing AI. Look, I will tell you smart ways. It will take only 2 minutes to generate those use cases. But creating end-to-end use case will be in my next video. In this particular video, we're discussing only why we're talking about this journey. Okay, so the point is theory only, no project experience, can't tell a story. And this is the damn key thing. And we're going to discuss. And let's go to the next one. So this is what I'm talking about. And this is very, very, very important. A project-based mentorship that simulates real Salesforce delivery. So you have use case, user story, solution design built in the Salesforce, and then stakeholder playback. And why stakeholder is commonly used everywhere. Each project, when you work on it, they all talk about a stakeholder, which means a business owner. So let's say you're working with the support team. Support team has a senior manager or a director or maybe some senior, another title basically. But that person knows everything in and out about the business. That person is my stakeholder. They will give you the problems. So why my Salesforce is not working or what I am building in Salesforce. That's something very, very important at this stage. Okay, so that's why I call it, you should know this journey. And in my next 4 or 5 videos, we will be covering use case creation. I will touch base user story, but that's not that important. Okay, you can skip that, but solution design is very important because that's all technical. Then you have a build in Salesforce. That's your hard work where you will be spending 20 days, 15 days on that level of work which you're going to input in the Salesforce, the whole configuration. And then you have a stakeholder playback. Now, I've done the work. How do I play back? And that particular demo, I will record that session on a YouTube. So if you want to do practice or how to play back these things, you can go back and play and replay and learn. Because in one video session, obviously you won't be able to learn. But if you watch video again and again, you know how to play back these things. So the outcome will be you will have a real project experience, a live Salesforce demo to show, a professional deck to present. Because think about hiring manager will understand, yeah, you are a good communicator. Oh yeah, you've done it yourself, which means you know your config. They will ask you a question from that config. And then obviously they will notice your presentation skills. They will notice your documentation skills, how you build the plan basically all together. Then it's a journey because you're telling your experience. One slide, keep it for you. Like, who are you basically? That you need to tell yourself as well. Okay, so we're going to talk all of these things. Now, what I said, as I about in the last slide, we were talking about the use case creation, and here is just an example. Obviously, I will, as I mentioned, will tell use case detail in the next video. But in this one, this is how it's going to look. What is event management project is? It's just a random project I picked up, nothing to do with anything. Maybe I met somebody in previously and I've created these use cases, but this time I use AI tools to build this kind of exercise. I don't know who's Global Edge. I don't know who Meridian Financials. I don't know who Novatech. I got these random names from AI just to see where they come, just to see what will be the outcome. And here something important I'm talking about, this company, Event Management, they are supporting B2B and B2C. Obviously, you must have seen these trailheads in past. We're talking about business to business, business to consumer. Definitely, you do need to get involved in these things. Okay. Now, the key business problem. So that's what problem statement is on a use case. So fragmented tools, manual process, no distinction between B2B and B2C, poor visibility, weak pre-post event communication, payment and invoices complexity because there's no matching. They might be receiving payments, but obviously sales team doesn't know because there is no integration between Salesforce and the finance tool. I'm just saying it because it's a use case. We are creating it. Okay. Then obviously GDPR, there is so many things in UK, Europe, Americas. GDPR compliance is very important. You can't just send emails again and again and again. So it has to be compliant properly. Okay. So this is just a real-time example which you're going to build with the practice with me. So now here, so what is B2B events and what is B2C? Again, so what I'm going to touch base only the middle part of this slide is it covers registrations, payment, comms, post-event, and compliance. So this is what I have discussed. So there are two different types. Obviously, when you're watching, you make sure you pause here and read this stuff. It's very important. It's a part of your journey. Again, at the moment, you don't need to worry about it. I will be covering user stories in a separate, but again, for me, while you're learning, user story is not important, but when you are working real time with the business, user stories are important because each developer's task is actually based on the user story. So if you're writing a user story, company nominates, delegates account level group bookings. So now how to manage this user story? You need to write it. then obviously corporate invoice with 30 to 60-day payment term. So we need to write a user story on it. So there is a proper format of user story that obviously I will discuss and play back. But again, at the moment, don't worry about anything on the user story. And because you're learning, for me, it's a time waste, but we will create one user story, which so that you can understand the concept. All right. So now, who benefits from this program? So think about the challenge you are facing. Number one, if your CV is shortlisting, maybe you know your things, but you're unable to explain. So now here is the trick. So who can take a benefit? Obviously, admins, business analyst, and any data analyst. If you do your homework like this way, you will rock your interview, because you can also create your own demo on a YouTube, and with your CV, send your demo to someone who will understand that you've done this job perfectly. Record yourself. Record yourself 10 times so that one video will look good, which means your introduction, that what are you going to tell, and then play back your PPT and play back your demo. Both things. Maybe it's a 40 minutes demo. Record yourself. It's very important. Okay, so next steps, making this real. Obviously, how it works in generally, stakeholder validation. So I'm talking about the use case journey, what it actually covers. It covers stakeholder validation, discovery workshop, solution design, proof of concept. Um, you must have heard POCs a lot, basically. So you are going to do, as a part of the whole exercise, what we discussed in, I think, the slide number 2. Let me go back one more time, which is user creation, user story, solution design, build in Salesforce, and stakeholder playback. Okay, so now from that, we are coming here now, review this use case with the key stakeholder, which means maybe me, right? Or within the team. If you're doing group study, and you can actually review with each other, hey, have I done good job, basically, or play back to your team. If you're doing group studies, do it. Play back this stuff to your team so they can understand what you did. Same as discovery workshops. Again, it's not important at this stage, but this is a part of process, because without discovery with stakeholders, you don't understand what you're doing. But it's for the real time. But for here, your discovery is via the AI tools. So you're good. But again, you need to get ready with your questions. You need to know the concept. Again, solution design documentation. It's a technical spec covering, which we covered already. And again, POC is you building something in Salesforce. Okay. And the last one is your phase delivery and roadmap. But again, we're not going to do that, because we will finish our whole end-to-end as a part of our delivery is my POC, and that will be my demo. All right. Again, the ready to bridge this gap. If you want to join the sessions with me, feel free to drop me a message either on LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever social media is perfect. I will add you in our WhatsApp group, basically, where we have huge chats happening. And I try my best to run these weekly sessions late evening or sometimes in the afternoons, Saturday or Sunday, depending on what's the voting is with everybody, and we'll take it from there. Obviously, it's a real project work. It's a live demo to show interview confidence. It will impact your interview big time. Trust me, because I've seen the results, and it's 2026. Everything has changed. So please, you need to ready with these things, basically. If you don't do it, obviously you struggle. Finally, if you do like this video, obviously, feel free, if you want to be a member with Camstack Talk. So I've opened my donation channel, basically. It's not a lot, £5 a month minimum. So, but if you want to do more, it's up to you. You can stop anytime the subscription. It's not a subscription, it's just a way of, so that I can use better tools to support you all and spend more time with you guys. I'm back on the screen. So join my live sessions, be a part of that. What WhatsApp group if you want to be, but you have to drop me a message on it. Otherwise, I won't be able to add you and you won't be able to join that session. And that's it for now. And looking forward to see you in the next session. Take care. Bye bye.